A royal doctor just crossed a line no one thought possible. He broke silence. After years behind the palace walls, he's revealed details about Meghan Markle's pregnancies that challenge everything we thought we knew. And no, this isn't tabloid gossip, it's firsthand. His claims are medical, specific, and chilling in implication. What if everything from those glowing photo ops to baby bump close-ups was part of a carefully crafted illusion? The monarchy may have spent years trying to keep this secret buried, but it's rising fast, and this time, the palace might not survive the fallout. Next, the doctor speaks, and he doesn't hold back. He wasn't some outsider throwing wild guesses. This was a royal doctor, someone embedded in the institution, trusted with its most private matters. And now, he's gone on record stating something jaw-dropping. Meghan Markle was never physically pregnant. That's not speculation. That's a professional statement, made with confidence and backed by years of insider experience. No metaphors, no hints, just a flat-out truth bomb. And in the world of royal secrecy, that's like lighting a match in a locked room full of gas. His credibility forces us to ask, why would a man of his standing risk his career and safety to say this? Unless it was real. But if this was happening in plain sight, why didn't we see it? Think back to the baby bump headlines, the glowing outfits, the way cameras zoomed in on Meghan's belly with every public outing. It all seems so polished, so carefully planned. But looking closer, some things didn't add up. There were moments where the bump appeared inconsistent. Its shape shifted, its position moved. Certain angles looked almost unnatural, yet no one dared question it. Was it just media illusion, or part of something bigger? Now, with the doctor's statement echoing in the background, those overlooked details feel less like coincidences and more like evidence. And that brings us to the boldest claim yet. The doctor didn't stop with denials. He dropped the real bombshell. Meghan allegedly used surrogates for both of her children. The kids are real, yes. But according to him, the pregnancies were performed, not carried. It wasn't about shame or biology, it was about image. Harry, he says, was fully aware. In fact, he helped maintain the illusion. Why? Protection? Pressure? Or part of a larger PR strategy to align with the fairy tale royal narrative? Suddenly, the silence and the spectacle both feel rehearsed, and it makes us wonder, how deep does this go? Because the real scandal isn't the surrogacy, it's the secret. Let's be clear, using a surrogate isn't the scandal. The real issue is the cover-up. In the royal family, bloodlines, birthrights, and tradition aren't just symbolic, they're the foundation. By hiding the truth, the palace may have crossed a line between privacy and deception. If the monarchy relies on public trust to survive, then presenting a fiction as fact, especially about lineage, feels like betrayal. Meghan and Harry had options. But the decision to stage a narrative changed everything. It wasn't just misleading, it was calculated. And now, trust is cracking under the pressure. And the timing? Couldn't have been worse. The monarchy was already struggling. Harry and Meghan had walked away. Public faith was shaking. And then this. A hidden surrogacy, cloaked in secrecy, layered over an already fragile image. It's like pouring fuel on a flame. The Queen's passing left a vacuum, and now Charles is steering a ship battered from every side. The doctor's words didn't just stir gossip, they struck at the crown's very identity. If royal children can be used as PR tools, what else is smoke and mirrors? This isn't just a personal issue anymore, it's political. And the damage? It's hitting Meghan where it hurts. For years, Meghan's brand was power, poised, confident. She wasn't just a duchess, she was a movement. But now, the cracks are showing. What once felt like strength now comes off as control. Carefully curated interviews, filtered narratives, a calculated image that suddenly feels too perfect. With the pregnancy lie theory gaining traction, fans are starting to wonder, was it all just a performance? If Meghan orchestrated a royal fairy tale with false details, then she didn't just rewrite history, she rewrote trust. And that trust is fading fast. Meanwhile, Harry? He's nowhere to be found. Where's the fiery prince who once raged against the system? The man who fought for his wife, called out injustice, and demanded transparency? Now, Harry is quiet. Not defensive, not protective, just absent. Some insiders say he's been silenced. Others believe he's handed over the reins to Meghan entirely. Either way, his silence is deafening. In moments like this, when accusations fly and narratives break, people look to him for clarity. But his refusal to speak only fuels suspicion. Is he complicit, confused, or simply controlled? Because behind every silence, there's a story. Whispers have turned into full-blown speculation. Who's really running the Sussex brand? Multiple sources now suggest that Meghan holds the reins to nearly every aspect of Harry's public life. From official statements to media appearances and even financial decisions, it's said that nothing happens without her green light. What looks like partnership might actually be control. And for those who knew Harry before, the shift is stark. He was once unpredictable, raw, honest. Now he feels scripted, like a man delivering lines in a play he didn't write. Those close to the couple reportedly describe a chilling transformation. We don't recognize him anymore. And no one feels that loss more than his brother. William isn't just upset, he's heartbroken. Their bond, once unshakable, has been reduced to frost and formality. But this isn't just sibling drama, it's a battle of values. William stands for tradition, continuity, and transparency. Harry now represents disruption, distance, and selective truth. And this new pregnancy revelation? It's more than a scandal, it's a wedge. William allegedly tried to reach Harry to talk privately, man to man. But the door never opened. Behind palace walls, it's whispered that the rift is now permanent. Not because of betrayal, but because one brother no longer knows who the other has become. And outside the palace, the people are feeling betrayed too. Meghan's supporters weren't just casual fans. They were fiercely loyal. They defended her against criticism, embraced her as a symbol of strength and modern motherhood. But now, those very supporters feel lied to. For many, her motherhood wasn't just a private journey. It was a public inspiration, a story of resilience. But if that story was staged, manipulated, or partially false, the emotional investment from fans feels exploited. It's not just about whether she carried the children, it's about whether she misled the very people who believed in her. And betrayal like that leaves scars. And at the heart of it all? Two innocent children. Archie and Lilibet didn't choose fame. They didn't choose this firestorm. But now, their beginnings have been thrust into global controversy. What should have been a private family chapter is now a geopolitical debate. Were they born via surrogate? Was their origin hidden? What will they be told? And how will they one day explain it to the world? If the narrative around their birth was manipulated, it wasn't just a media move. It was a lifelong consequence for two young lives. And that raises a haunting question. Did protecting an image come at the cost of their reality? And as the world watches, the palace says, nothing. No statement, no correction, no denial. The royal family has gone completely silent. But silence in this case isn't neutral. It's loud. King Charles is reportedly livid behind the scenes. Royal aides describe quiet fury. And some even say the late Queen, before her passing, was deeply disappointed in how far things had unraveled. But the official line? Nothing. It's the oldest trick in the royal playbook. When in doubt, say less. But this time, that strategy might backfire. Because with every day they remain quiet, the public imagines louder answers. And those answers point straight to the media machine. From Oprah to Netflix to Spotify, the Sussexes sold a story. A love story, a family story, a story of struggle and triumph. But if the foundation of that story, Meghan's pregnancies, is built on illusion, then what happens to the empire built on it? Brands bought into authenticity. The public did too. But now, cracks are forming in that carefully curated narrative. And questions are rising. Did the media unknowingly help sell a false story? Were they manipulated? Or were they part of it? If perception was the product, was it ever real? Because this isn't just a scandal, it's a seismic shift. Whether you love her or can't stand her, one thing's undeniable. Meghan changed the monarchy. She walked into the world's oldest institution and flipped it on its head. For some, that was needed. For others, it was chaos. She rebranded what it meant to be royal. More Hollywood, more modern, more global. But now, that transformation feels tainted. What looked like boldness may have been manipulation. What felt like honesty may have been strategy. Still, no matter where you stand, her impact is unmissable. Meghan didn't just marry into royalty, she rewired it. But that leaves one question still burning. What if this isn't just a royal scandal, but a warning? About how easily influence can reshape truth. About the dangers of curated perfection. If the royal doctor is right, then we're not just talking about hidden pregnancies. We're talking about a cover-up that pierced the core of public trust. And the silence from the crown? It doesn't protect, it erodes. Maybe this storm will pass. Or maybe, just maybe, this is the beginning of something the monarchy hasn't faced in generations. A reckoning. Not with its enemies, but with its own image and the truths it chose to hide.